Welcome everybody to the Valley Care Wellness Podcast, the first one. I am Zeke Rodriguez. I am here with Yuri Lengal, the owner of Valley Care Wellness, and her husband is here joining us in the back as well. And again, my name is Zeke Rodriguez. I'm someone that's been an expert and just an avid practitioner of wellness and self-care and natural healing. It's changed my life significantly over the years. And so when my friend Yuri had reached out to me to do this podcast with her, it's an honor, and I jumped on the opportunity because I love this stuff, and she's offering a lot of really cool stuff here. It's a whole new thing, nothing like this in the area. I don't even think El Paso has anything like this. So naturally, we wanted to get out here on YouTube, out here on social media to just let the audience know who she is, what she's about, why she's opening this business. But yes, thank you again for joining us with the Valley Care Podcast, the first one ever. This is Yuri. Yuri, what is up?
Hello. Well, my name is Yuri Susana Lengal, and I'm really grateful to be here and explain everything about Wellness Center the Valley Care is going to offer to this community. So thank you first for giving me this space, for giving me this opportunity as well.
Well, yeah. So I think the first thing is, you and Steve are owners of Valley Pizza, right? Because it's right next door.
Yeah.
And everybody knows Valley Pizza. And if you don't know Valley Pizza, you should know. The pizza's amazing there. The food's amazing there. It's great energy. Live music on the weekends. We just got done with the last live music session, right? This past Saturday. It was a great turnout. So now Yuri's opened up the store next door to Valley Pizza.
Yeah.
And it's got juices. It's got teas. And they also got a bunch of natural healing modalities too, with sound baths, breathing techniques. So what is it that's your favorite? What's the first thing of all the things that you offer? What was, I guess the best question is, what was the most impactful in your life that kind of inspires you to open this business and try to share this with the community?
Okay, so when I really start to figure it out what we're gonna do with this location next to Valley Pizza, it was more about my experience. Everything I'm sharing, I'm trying to explain myself, and this point is about my experience. I didn't get it from a book or school, nothing. Just to know my own story, how I've been, and my own journey. My journey to heal inside, to going outside. And I thought, well, I can do the most important things are all of them.
Right.
What was your question?
Right.
So are all four bodies: your emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical body.
Okay.
And that's what I come like holistic center. I will do a holistic center. So we have the studio, Valley Care, and we offering different workshops for sound bath, medicine music, yoga, breath work. That is one of those workshops that I'm gonna facilitate for people. And it's a lot of emotions and come on inside of yourself. So it's not for everybody, but who is looking for this way, this path in life, it will be a really good place for them. And at the same time, we create an organic juice bar. It's in the same place, and you can have a membership to really enjoy all of them. All of them are part of your whole bodies.
Yeah, it's like a lifestyle thing, right?
Right. Making a balance in all of them, because you can be really good, take care of your physical body, going to the gym and do very well. But if then the spiritual body, you're not doing well, you're not even paying attention what's going on. Of course, you will missing something, or even have some traumas, blocks, limitations that all of them we have. So it's just part of the thing, to heal a complete body.
Right, the holistic approach, mind, body, spirit, I love it. I think it's so important, and it's hard to do. It's hard to dial in for those out there that are listening. I've been trying so hard, and every day I focus on getting that mind, body, spirit element together. So having a facility like this, a business like this, where they're actually encouraging you, they're guiding you.
Exactly.
It's a culture of self-awareness with mind, body, and spirit. I think it's a beautiful thing that you're doing for the community. And your story is very interesting, but what I like about it too is that it's organic, it's authentic. You're not just trying to open this business to make money and you see it as a trend. No, this is something that helped you years ago.
Yeah.
And it benefited your life significantly. and you're at a point now in your life where you feel like you can share that with the community, right? It's not something like, it's not like a gimmick to you. This is who you are, right?
Right. I really want to share my way. I know we are different kind of people around, but we will touch somebody. If touch the minimum is perfect. If it's a lot of people, it's perfect as well.
Yeah, and then another thing too is that I really enjoy is that, because I know you and Steve, I've known you guys for a while now, and Steve for years, and you guys work so hard. You guys are just like some of the hardest working people I've ever met, and you guys go out of your way to do this kind of stuff to balance your life out, right? I mean, because you work so hard as business owners and pillars of the community, but you rely on this stuff so you can get through those stressful times, so you can make sure that you perform. And I think that's important for people to understand, that no matter how successful you are in business or in life or other ways, you're going to end up having to really look on the inside and work on yourself eventually, right?
Exactly. And that is exactly what's happened to me. That I was getting successful in my pizzeria, you know, making bread, really good sales, live music, like you're saying. But in the end of the day, I was getting back on bed and empty, unsatisfied, even if I was working hard, you know. So I was saying, what is this that I'm missing? And that's what my journey really start to, okay, you know, if I got all outside, everything is well, you know, but it's something else. So I started looking into myself, into my emotions, those traumas, or even just bad habits, bad communication. It's one of those things that I will mention a lot, because the communication is really important. How you communicate to yourself is how you're gonna communicate to others. And in here on Bread Work, is going to be with music, but at the same time we wanna talk about those points, how really communicate and attract, manifestate abundance in a whole entire bodies, you know, health, prosperity. I mean, abundance and money as well, and family, love, you know, being lovely with yourself. So we're gonna have a holistic heal for sure.
And you're big on that. You're big on positive affirmations, and I agree with that, because I'm a victim of that too, where you get into a place where you're just kind of like, you're self-defeating. You know, you maybe haven't been living up to, you know, certain things that you might have wanted to live up to, so you get real hard on yourself. You start thinking and talking about yourself real negative. But I know you as an individual, you're big on, hey, don't say those things. You know, you need to start thinking more positive. And I appreciate having you as a friend. Remind me, you know, about certain things like that. But now you're able to share that with other communities.
Yes.
I'm sure that a lot of people don't even realize they're being so negative in the way that they talk to themselves and the way that they think. So that's like, mindset's huge, guys, and that's what Yuri's all about. Another thing I really enjoy about you, Yuri, and your family and everything that you're doing is that you had some struggles early on in life, right? I mean, because you're from Mexico, right?
Right.
And you started dealing with that years ago, right? You started dealing with anxieties, right? And it's kind of what led you into the breath work. So let's talk a little bit about that. How long ago was that when you started first noticing that you had these anxieties and there was something missing?
Yeah. So like you say, I'm from Mexico, and look, man, always have been really abundant on money, you know? I have my own house, I have my own car, but I was really in a bad and toxic relationship.
In Mexico? In
Mexico, yes. So I decided just end it and start over, basically. And it's 7 years ago when I really take that decision to say, I can't anymore in this way. But you need to be honest with yourself and see what results you have, you know? And after that, I'm being like a single mom, and with my children. Yeah, it was really tough for maybe a couple years. I decided to open my mind again to get married and get a family, you know, to believe in myself, because always a separation or divorce is a trauma, you know, for all the women and all the men too. So even if you don't see it that way, it's in your conscience. So we didn't work on it. And I started working on that, but I found the way to to come up of that shelf first, and because it was really hard. But I was like getting so much anxiety, scratching myself, you know, have a nervous panic attacks, always nervous or scared about the future. And I said, no, I can't anymore. And thank God I found an online page, Steven. So I knew he was from Las Cruces. My grandma is from here. So I was like, oh, wow, I know Las Cruces well. You know, I like that community. It's small. And always being in a big city is tough.
Because you're from Juarez?
Chihuahua,
Okay.
and I was living in Juarez before.
And then you said you met Steve online?
Online,
Okay,
yes.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody, people can relate to all this stuff. People have been through breakups, they've been through divorce. I mean, I think a lot of people have been through that. So we all know, you know, if you don't love yourself, how can you be in a position to where someone else loves you, right? So I think the self-awareness journey is big on relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So what you were basically saying is even back then, you know, in Chihuahua, when you had everything still, you know, I think you were in a band, you were doing good
Yes,
financially,
yes.
You're a family woman, but even then with all that success, you still had anxiety and you felt like there was something was missing.
Yeah.
And then you went through a bad divorce and you came up here, up north to Juarez to start working?
And not only with anxiety, I was fighting with my weight. You know, I
Uh-huh.
was fighting with another things too because
Health.
I was having really bad habits. So, of course, that increased our nervous system. You know, it will affect our thoughts and everything. So, but I really grateful to found Steven because even if he wasn't perfect and me neither, I was open to have faith and love again. And I can tell and I really recognize that he gave me the time, the patience, you know, the space on myself and the trust. So basically start over with nothing. So I sold everything. We decided to start living in Las Cruces. So he had us a little pizzeria that I will start loving to work on it since the bottom, doing dough, doing bread, and everything with him. But since then, he always mentioned, hey, work on yourself. And I was like, okay, go something natural. Because like I was mentioned to you before, in Juarez, I was getting Medicaid for anxiety and stuff. So those pills, those drugs, it's just cover it, you know, and keep you like a zombie. It's just sleepy. And yeah, you are in a good mood, but because you don't even think about anything. And that's not the answer for life.
Would you say that when you were saying you were taking some medicines when you had the anxiety, would you say that that was the worst that you probably felt?
Yeah.
Because that makes sense because
I was lost.
They're finding that those, you know, certain medications are actually making things worse. So you kind of experience that.
And then you need it. You have to take it every day. So that's what I'm saying. I'm coming from that, and I was like, no, this is killing me. I don't have even a community of friends. I started like getting out of those friends because I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, you know. Now I was on medications and just really sick at home, working and Medicaid, working.
So were you drinking a lot too back there?
I used to because I'm a musician and I always been in bars, you know,
right.
playing in bars. So they give you the beer, the tequila, whatever. And I mean, it was fun, but at the same time, like I say, it will comes with those negative thoughts, you know, the hangover, the headaches. My body, I was like fighting with my weight for sure, you know, and so comes with another things that become with those bad habits. But
yeah, and I noticed that a lot of people that I really respect, and you know, people who are very successful, and they live that rock star lifestyle. It's very short-lived usually. They only live like that for so long, and eventually they end up turning to God, or getting into Buddhism, or getting into these types of tools and modalities. Because at the end of the day, that stuff is so superficial. It's so empty. You know, it's like a quick satisfaction. You'll get drunk on the weekend, and then you had some fun, and then okay, we'll do it again next weekend. But in the meantime, you're kind of destroying your body. You're destroying your mind. Nothing against people who are drinking. If you drink, that's cool.
No, that's cool.
But
But it's like you're going to the gym, and then you're eating really bad food. Fasting food or whatever. Yeah. So you will have like balance, but you're never gonna get those ABCs or whatever you want to get. Right. That's the goal. And not only for the physical, it's more for the inside too. Come to the calm, to be productive, but at the same time, calm. and you can speak even slower, and you
Yes.
think better, more clarity.
Yeah.
So it's a life change for sure.
And so for those who don't know, if you breathe in for 5 seconds and exhale for 5 seconds, scientifically you're putting more blood oxygen into the frontal lobe of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, which is logic and reasoning. And so the breath work is so powerful, guys. It's life changing, and I think Yuri, that's mostly what you're about is the breathing, right? So let's walk everybody through that. What would a breath work session look like with you here, and what do you think helped you the most with the breath work?
So breath work come to my life maybe 3 years ago. It's not that much, but I really found the answer. Why? Because I always mention to all my patients, your weaknesses, it will be your gift to share when you really heal it. Okay? So my weaknesses was inside it, fears, panic attacks, and all the stuff. And I found breath work. When I started doing very well on those techniques and different techniques, I got a certificate and everything, I was like, oh wow, I really get out of those feelings. I start releasing a lot of traumas, Of course, I have different techniques to go through. Each one of different traumas is different techniques in breath work. But at the same time, I was getting the answer for my weaknesses. And now I become like the best in my life, in my own.
Right.
And now I can share to others exactly what was my weaknesses.
I got you. So if I came and signed up for a breathwork session, are you going to be doing like a group style breathwork session, or is it one-on-one? How does that look?
Yeah, so we will have classes Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. And it will be in a group, no more than 10, 15 people. And it's with music. Of course, I'm still being a musician. So
right.
Frequencies and music and 432 hertz, different frequencies like theta, alpha, theta, and delta. So we can work with the frequencies, because the music, it's kind of like, it will be more electronic, soft, but the tempo is the most important. And then when we have the class, I will come to them and explain to them, guide them, but it's through music. So it's more relaxing thing, It's not the classic class of breath work when everybody sits down on straight and breathe. No. We will have music, we will flow, first of all, with regulate our nervous system and slow it down to go deeper and deeper. And it's about an hour for that class, hour and 20 minutes probably to get all that. And I will have one-on-one, of course, like a holistic session, and guide them through the right technique of each one.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. And then what a lot of people don't know is that our environment is toxic. You were saying that, when you were in Mexico and you were on this path, that you had a real toxic relationship, you had a toxic lifestyle. Music is the same way, guys. The music that most people listen to is not attuned for your body, for your spirit. It's actually really toxic for you as well. So when Yuri's over here talking about frequencies and tuning it to the best healing frequency, and so that's powerful stuff. If you haven't seen the research on that stuff, guys, you should check it out. It's extraordinarily powerful, and it's the truth, and this is ancient wisdom that you're sharing with the people here, right? Yeah. And so on the sound frequency note, we see some sound bowls here in the back. So talk to us about what frequency that appeals to, or what other tools with the sound bowls that you're going to be using with people or with the community. How awesome is this, basically?
Yeah. So the frequencies of the crystal balls are really in a specific for or align our chakras. It is a technique to play them as well. And in our sound baths, we invite everybody to it's a few hours, to lay down, close your eyes, and just relax. Leave the frequencies can do their own job on you. And at the same time, we have another tools like tuning forks, to help a little bit deeper in some even movements or alignments that you need most. So we'll do everything in one session. That is the sound bath, but 2 hours. It will be every month.
Okay, once a month sound baths.
Once a month.
You can do breath work here all week long at 5 p.m. You got them here. And the group dynamic is huge too, guys. It's a very welcoming community already that I've experienced. Very open people, very loving, caring energy here. So then you got those two things, the breath work, the sound baths. Both of them I will be participating in because I totally believe in it and I'm excited.
Yeah.
But you also got the juices too.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal because you were saying before, and I don't want to harp on your weight, but you said you were kind of insecure about your weight and your health overall.
Right.
So how did the juices, how did that get you on this path? And what do you think people were going to be enjoying the most if they come get some juices from you guys?
Yeah, the juices, it will help us for the physical body. Our nutrients, it's organic, it's clean, so it's not toxic, not nothing. But what I love, we're gonna open at 6 a.m. because even the schedule of the day is what I do for myself, Early in the morning, I got just a green juice and I feel complete with my nutrients that my body needs at least. And we have different options, always I let them know just to follow your intuition.
Yes.
And pick whichever you want that day, listen to it. And when you get in that connection, you will have the right answer. And the organic juice bar, we have shots, actually, booster shots.
Yep.
In case that you're feeling a little bit sick and here and there, we can just do something special for you in the moment, everything fresh, everything in the moment.
Right.
Open at 6 to 6. That's for the juice bar and it's for the physical body.
Delicious.
After that, you can have any kind of diet, I want to say alimentation because diet sounds really weird. It's how you eat, or if you don't have time and you're not eating well, but you have your juice in the morning, your body will say, okay, thank you very much, at least, But if you have a good diet and everything, plus the juice, you will start healing deeper. And that's the point, because I start doing it myself. And I stopped fighting even with my weight. I forgot about my weight. And I'm not even weighing myself or doing exercise. I do some yoga. That's why it comes with the yoga in the morning.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got the yoga going. And so, you're a big fan. I'm a big fan of juicing too. The problem is it's hard to make on your own. So I'm so grateful that you actually have a place that can give us juice. Because if you're looking at detox, change your lifestyle up, juices is the way to go. And I'm a total believer in that. And you yourself juice you guys are big on juice. You and Steve juice all the time. Every time I run into you guys are juicing something.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just trying to it's not like gimmick for you guys. Again, this is your lifestyle, it's who you are.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to share with the community. And so let's talk about the yoga. You got the sound bath, you got the breath work, you got the juices, you also do a little cafe stuff too, right?
Yeah. And actually, for the cafe, I would like to mention about the regular coffee that everybody getting every day. So coffee is to boost your energy.
Right.
But we will have some organic juice bar for energy. It will boost you the same thing. You will start even don't drinking coffee every single day, just once in a while or another day, start changing those habits. So your body start knowing this changing and start healing. And we will have mushroom coffee available.
Awesome.
And Guatemala coffee. Guatemala coffee is the organic coffee, comes from Guatemala, and it's pretty pure and clean. We do some cinnamon and for flavor, but it's really good for you as well.
So that's great. You're all about mind, body, spirit, and guys, I'm telling you, we are inundated with toxic stuff in all three of those: our mind, our body, and our spirit. And what this place is a way to get out of that toxicity and have clean juices, clean sound, clean breath work, so you can combat the toxic environment that we're all surrounded by every day of our lives. But then, so now we did the juices, now the yoga. You're going to be offering yoga Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I think you said?
Yeah. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 a.m., 9:15. We're going to start the class. And our facilitator is Kelly White.
Okay.
She's from here, from the Cruces, is local. And the point here is to start to create the community. We start with 3 days. But if the community need it, and another day or another time, we'll be open to create more classes for everybody.
So this is truly a wellness center. This is like a hardcore spa that you'd have to go to a casino for, right? To get all this under one roof is so rare in this area. To get the yoga, the juices, the sound bath, the coffee, all this stuff is clean because they consume it themselves.
Right.
They're not going to be selling anything that they don't believe in, and that's why I really enjoy supporting them, because I feel the same way. I'm not going to put something out there that I don't believe in. So that's what you're going to get here at Valley Care Wellness, guys. There's so many tools and things that you can experience. I mean, the group therapy alone, just the group aspect of it alone, could be so therapeutic. Coming here, telling people about your story, what you're looking for, being surrounded by other people who are like-minded, it's so powerful for your spirit, guys. And I just hope that you support Yuri, support Steve, and everything that they're doing over here, because this is something that the community really needs. We talk about that all the time. People are so disconnected these days. They're so inundated with the toxicities, like I said. Now we have a place where people can get away from that and also, share ideas with like-minded people. So thank you again for doing this, Yuri. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about as far as what you guys offer? I mean, we could talk about your story all day. I really love your guys' story.
Yeah, well, of course, I want to add about the spiritual side.
There we go.
Right. We talk about physical, mental, and actually emotional and spiritual comes almost together. But we do, and we have some ceremonies and specific breathwork techniques. I call it Sonoma breathwork. It's for 1 hour frequencies, and it's a ceremony where you're gonna really release the exact trauma. You will notice we're gonna take some notes. We're gonna work in yourself, and I'll go with you. I will guide you before the Sonoma breathwork, on the Sonoma breathwork, and after, because that's the emotional, more psychological, part. And it's really important to have this guide, at least to express yourself, and then get more answers. Sometimes we have some visions, some feelings in our body that I can help them to notice what it is and where you can go and looking for a little bit more in specific for your case, and the spiritual side is not only one. We have a different kind of natural medicines or ancestor medicines that we'll be offering in here as well.
That's right.
That's more one-on-one. Like I said, everybody's different, but the help to after they integrate all the information. I think sometimes people missing it, and it's really important to continue, and remember every day who you really are. And get around the same kind of people you want to be. Everybody mentioned, hey, go around people you want to be, and be smart. So in here we're gonna talk about manifesting, we're gonna manifestate abundance. So you wanna be around people that's doing the same thing, because it will be more powerful for sure, and at the same time we help one another in connections. So we grow a little bit. I call it my little tribe to just start in a new lifestyle.
So we're getting here to the end, and I just can't say how powerful it is to really, you are the average of the 5 people that you have in your life. And so if you're on a personal development spiritual journey, it's important for you to have support system while you're on that journey. You got that with your husband. He was like, hey, we're going to be working on ourselves through this relationship. Yes. And that's so powerful.
Yeah.
Because why would you want to be with somebody if you don't have an agreement that you're both going to try to be the best version of yourselves possible, right? Mm-hmm. So all that Yuri's doing is offering this to the community. Hey, if you want to be on a path of self-healing and natural healing and a cleaner lifestyle, come hang out.
Coming up. And the world is pushing us a little bit. I feel it everywhere. It's a lot of darkness, but it's a lot of light too. And just come with light.
It's a great point.
Pick your side, and take care of yourself. And it's not an easy path to go through, but I will say that in the end, you will feel really proud of yourself just to put your attention in yourself and start growing to see the difference in the mirror every morning and say, oh, wow, I'm just doing it. It is hard to go back in my traumas and those limitations that I have, but once you work on it, even if it's little by little, step by step, you will feel way better next day.
And that's it. That was beautifully put. Don't be afraid, guys, of looking into yourself. We've been conditioned to run away from the things lurking in our subconscious, but here you have a support system that's willing to go there with you, because we all go through it together. Yeah. It's being a human being. Okay, so we kind of went over everything and your story and everything, but I want to go back to your story when you got here to America, because I remember you telling me that you had still been struggling with the anxiety that you had dealt with down in Chihuahua or Mexico, and you came to America, and you were working with Steve on the pizzeria. You had your family here. You felt safer, but there was still something missing, right? I mean,
Right.
So how did that unfold? What was that like?
Yeah, for me, get here in this country is life change. Like they're saying about the American dream, is more the way how you see it, to be a part of U.S., part of the country,
Yes.
or just coming here to work and send money back. I mean, we are really different. So when I got here,
Yep.
of course, I want to help my family and everything,
Yep.
but I was looking to inside of myself. And I was with a little boy, like 2-3 years old, our kid, Steven and I, Stevie, and really happy though. He was blessed. But I still struggled with some inside it, even more with the business growing. The business was start growing. Valley Pizza started really doing successful, right away. As soon as I start working there, we make a really good team as a workers as well. But I was like something inside of myself that I want to just mess everything up, like the calling of that trauma of my ancestors. So everything I had in there. So my first step was going with therapy. And I did like 3 months, being honest. Helped me with some techniques, and actually that lady introduced me to meditation.
Okay.
And I started meditating for 5 minutes. I even couldn't start like 3 minutes, and my thoughts getting all crazy and dense.
It's so hard.
And it's really hard when you just start, And so I started getting more clear, and I started questioning myself. What is going on? What is this? And it was weird. I got the sign, and I found Luz Aurora was a retreat with ancestor medicines. And when I really, really start my inner journal in my entire life. So I went to Mount Shasta first. My first time, I went by myself. And actually, Stevie was a little scared, you say. But he supported me though, like I mentioned. He always, if it's really what you want to do, just do it.
So important to have that support. But so you were here in America, you working your tail off, and you were still struggling with some anxiety. You had the therapist, and she helped you a little bit with some meditation.
Right.
And it's real hard to meditate. Guys, if you haven't tried to meditate, sit there in silence for 3 to 5 minutes. I've gotten up to the point where I can meditate to an hour, and it took me a long time to get there.
Yeah.
The first 5 minutes is brutal.
Yeah. Could be months, years.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was trying to don't come back to the meds, don't come back to those medications. So now what I'm gonna do? I knew it that if I'm gonna take something from me, I need to put something different inside of my container. You can be empty. So, but I don't know what. I don't know what kind of religion or what kind of beliefs. I was already positive, so I was like looking for. And I found this ancestral medicines, and after Mount Shasta, it's a 3 days retreat with different medicines, like Kambo, is help with the detox, your physical body. Ayahuasca, that is more for the emotional body, going inside of yourself, and the Bufo, that is more touching the greatest or the highest frequency in the world, and it's really intense. But I back. And I start writing down everything. I start studying myself, what happened, on myself. And help me even to think about substance, everything I consume in myself. Even I can see, some TV programs, sports, or what I was listening to. I learned about this medicine music, so I come up with I'm a musician. Probably I'm gonna play some medicine music, practice. And I will feel way more calm and more in myself. And it's a lot of things that come up from there. But when I come back, I'm just start keep going. Well, 3 months, 4 months, it was good, but I start back to a little bit. So I noticed that my habits needs to change. Like I need to add yoga in the morning at least. I'm not a gym lady, but I recommend just to do some exercise every day.
Yeah, it's so important to get that blood flow into all your chakras, and
Yeah, and
so
for
important.
men, it's so important to get all the testosterone out and everything. For women, of course, but mostly just get active. And I got yoga for 20 minutes, like beginner, and it was fun. It was really fun at home, by myself, but it was constant every day, 15 minutes, every day, 15 minutes. I start changing. I start like getting better and better. And I said, oh, wow, this is come up. So I think when you get really responsible of your own life and start seeing your habits and not do or think or judge yourself because you are changing, nothing good. Like everything comes with the change. You need to be able and open to change, to look different, because if not, we're not going anywhere. So after that, I continue with some contact with the medicines and the music, and I start like getting tuned every day, of course. But this is eternal work, all the way until we're gonna transcend from this dimension. And I understand a lot of points the people we don't see, so don't believe. And that is when the most important part comes, faith. Mm-hmm. When you have faith, you don't have to see it. It has to be visible. And in my life, it started changing a lot, even everything before this. So I really start changing all my habits. I started doing cold plunge. That was really good. Changed my life too. So I still doing it every day. And that's what I comes with. Okay, if I'm adding in my morning routine, and I can set up a place when it's everything at once. If somebody comes here and just do all these ones constantly, it will have the same change, than me, and have positive thoughts. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. No, I have my negative thoughts and I have my bad days as well. But I can handle it really easier than before. Like, I know I have faith that everything is already done. And this comes with a story. But when I got here in US, I started working and everything, like I said. But I'm not gonna lie, when I got certificate as American citizen, it was something fell on my shoulders and say, wow, now I'm part of this country, I'm no somebody external. Now I'm here, so I belong. It is really important. I want to invite everybody to just do the right thing. You will feel, okay, I'm doing it great. And you start feeling belong. That's what we need to feel as a human being. It's a necessity. Yep. And the community as well is going to be part of that. Feel people belong to a community that think the same way, And I'm really grateful for this country and give me this opportunity and grow, not only as a person, but as a mom, as a daughter, as a CEO of business, like everything. And I see how another owners kind of struggling sometimes. And now I'm able to see how I can help them, even with the system process, the employment and everything, because I have the experience, but with more clarity. That was like getting clear and clear on myself. So I start getting deeper and deeper. I really think that study yourself, starting inside of yourself every day. You being the perfect and the most important part in your life, and look at it as a God. Treat you as a king, treat you as a queen, and get good natural and organic food and everything.
Well, I think, having you here, now you're American citizen full on, you're married, you're basically living the American dream right now, right? I mean, you got your family here working the business, you're working both businesses, and you're a really hard worker, and we love that here. You can see that, America's really welcoming to that type of work ethic and everything that you've been doing, especially now that you're sharing it with the community. But I think, in the success that you've experienced, I think people got to understand that the change is uncomfortable. When I learned that principle, like, hey, I got to get used to being under pressure, start embracing change, the uncomfortable feeling of change, so that way you can better react to it and take from it and learn. So that's what I get from doing some of these things like this. Is sometimes it's not the most comfortable thing, you know, sitting there meditating for 30 minutes or 20 minutes,
Right.
or focusing on your breath. It's, you know, but it's important to not get addicted to being comfortable. I think it's good to get pulled out of your element, do something different. Like come here to Valley Care, do some breath work, do some yoga, do a juice fast. You know, if you want some change, you got to change up your lifestyle. You got to do
Right.
something different.
Right.
But so you came here to America. We love that you're here, and then you had the American dream. And even with all that stuff, the positive stuff that you had going on, you were still dealing with anxiety. You turned to alternative medicines, which is ancient stuff, and these are tools to help you become more self-aware.
Yeah.
Right? And then so was that the point that you really started to kind of turn it around completely, or was there a point in your life where you like kind of had hit rock bottom, where you were like, man, I definitely got to change now? You know?
Yeah.
Where was that in your life that you can think
5 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago, and when I decided to go to Manchester. But after that, not only that, I've been to Los Angeles and another ceremony too. And it's more emotional, you know. It's not necessary with sister medicines, but I went to Utah for the breath work. It's simple for the classes and get a certificate, so I spent time over there too. And you kind of open your mind when you travel, because you see how another people live and live very well, you know. And it's not that bad. It's good. So you can just take the good thing of all of them that resonate more on you. Steve and I, we've been in trouble right now a lot in Europe too. We went to Denmark and Norway and it's a retreat.
Right.
With Kurawaka. It's amazing. It's more for chanting, for the boys to connect with yourself. And of course, the aurora boreal, the lights and everything, and see how the people, what they eat, why they speak, you know, and have another perspective of life. So I always see, and everybody in reels can tell, people is traveling around, taking their cameras and changing life, because you open your perspective. You're not only in this little town, you know. So all that, and every single trip that we took, I have learned a lot, and I added to my life. And I decide to be like my truly essence, tell me what to do, you know, my intuition. And of course, I was like 5 years ago, and it takes time, and like then the first 3 years, it was really good, and then I get down and inside it again, and I have a panic attack. So I decide, you know, I'm gonna cut it out, everything, because I was in the middle. No, it's part of that. You stop drinking, but you add in another things, and then you are in that process. And it's everybody who will pass through that path.
Of
and
course.
It's important to just stay strong, you know, and stay every morning, and even change friends, change people you know.
That's big.
It's something big too, because you are attached to them as well. I know it's my friend from high school, you know, but it's not the best person, or know what you want. And it's not for everybody. I know that some persons don't looking for this part of growth, you know, inner health, that I like it. But if somebody is open to heal in this way, that's the place. This is the place.
Yeah, you know, you don't seem like the kind of person that judges people, or you know, you really even care if that's how you want to live. You want to live, but you're just someone that says,
it's fine.
We have this here. We believe in it. We live it. And if you want to join us, you can join us. And it's just all a very positive thing that you're doing here. And it's a wonderful story. I think we can all relate to that. We've all hit rock bottom before. We've all had, you know, hardcore anxiety, and we've all looked for answers. And it's a very short life. You know, I myself decided I didn't want to live like that, and I went out of the way to search for a new lifestyle. And I now live a natural healing lifestyle, much more clean lifestyle. My drinking is at an all-time low. You know, I used to smoke cigarettes, so as I've been getting older and surrounding myself with other people like you, I've become a better person. And so, you know, it's really beautiful to hear that you're just like everyone else. You've been through some hardcore stuff. You know, you went through some bad stuff, but you had a good support system, and you found tools that work for you, and now you're in a better place.
Yeah.
And you're simply just trying to share that with the community, right?
Right. And the most recent important thing that I did, it was study about traumas, levels of traumas, you know, because we are so different. I was thinking, okay, now I know mine, you know, I know what I'm going through, and I'm doing it well. But when you start sharing to another ones, you need to understand that not all of them are the same. So I start study and get in classes for identify those problems, or when the body start getting sick, you know, I got headache, my neck or my knee, whatever, it has you know, it has and you need kind of look it into more deeper to what is exactly that this come from. And then from there, you can start working. People, with different disease, and that's why the juice bar comes with some names with the disease, because I like to connect with these persons and say, hey, this is the answer, and it's real. Those recipes come from my grandmother and from my mom too, all of them, the most of them, and books, you know, that I know that are more recently discovered and other information. So always you need to, you know, evolve as well. So I kind of work and make a really combination of both wisdom and put a lot of science too together.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, natural healing lifestyle for me is, you know, the leading cause of cancer, from what I've seen, is inflammation, right? I mean,
right.
And stress. Stress causes inflammation on the gut and everything too. So the more you de-stress, the cleaner lifestyle that you lead, the less inflammation you're going to have, the healthier you're going to be, you know? But it's hard to get to that point. You got to make that conscious decision that you want to live a different, better life, and then you got to surround yourself with people like that. You got to actually do the work, and that's not easy. So when you got a support system like what you're offering in the community, that's huge. Because doing it on your own is tough, guys. It's tough.
It is tough, but that's what I come with the frequencies, and after identify the traumas or the blocks, limitations that you have, or you've been carrying for a long time in your life. I discover, or kind of, for me it's a discover, but it's like you're saying, an ancient type of healing, is with the frequencies, how they work in our brain, in our physical body, you know. To start this 1 hour Sonoma breathwork. So basically our traumas are in our inconscience, and with these frequencies we would shake our inconscience to come up with the memory of that trauma coming up and top to making a conscience. So that's why when you are there, some memories or some bad experience that you had and create that trauma will come.
You're burying it.
But we need to talk about them. You need to write it down.
It could be childhood trauma, a bad divorce. There's so many things that we all go through. We're all individual human beings, so you're saying we can work through that.
Exactly. With the frequencies, we're making a conscience. When it's conscious, now we have something to work on.
There you go.
Right? It comes with emotional and mental, to understand how the body work, how the ego work, how our brain work, and all those neurons. So some of the medicines that I use to help us are like, I want to say some mushrooms, some hape with tabaquito from, you know, the Amazonas. It helps to disconnect and reconnect some neurons that you have, you know. So it's really easy for us to remove that bad habit, because we're disconnecting those kind of connections that you have from long time. So after that, you decide what you want to add. What is the best for you? What do you like to do? You know, you want to like bike, you want to go to the gym. So it's more easier because we just move all the neurons to take out the trauma with those frequencies. And it's about an hour, but I have a lot of patients and a lot of testimonials when they really feel grateful and are really grateful with me. And for me, it's part of my service, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's important to really, you know, for people to understand that, like, when you're doing these medicines, it's just a way for people to kind of like get into their trauma that they might have been a lot of people repress things. Right, and you're holding things in, and you can hold them in different parts of your body.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, especially like your pelvic floor. If you've had any kind of sexual trauma or things like that.
And that's the most common.
Yeah, and that's very common. And you got to really put a lot of work into dealing with those blockages in your body and in your spirit, and the frequencies and everything that you're offering helps people come out of that. Helps people deal with those. And that's a big tenet in Buddhism is you want to learn how to experience these traumas and not necessarily express them. Because when you start expressing this stuff, that's when you start getting into trouble. But what you're offering is, hey, let's dig in there, let's see what's in there, let's experience it and accept it and learn how to get past it, right?
Right.
And then there's so many different ways to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and what you felt too, and I think it's important to reiterate this, is that for you, at least for you, Western medicine was not what worked for you.
No.
Right, and I think a lot of people would agree with that, and the new studies are coming out that a lot of this Western stuff is actually making things worse, guys. And so I think that's a real powerful testimony for you as a person, individual, had experienced the whole thing. You went through Western medicine and to the medicine that they wanted to give you, and you came up short, and you kept searching because you had a good support system, and you're just smart enough to know, hey, there's got to be something else out there for me, and you came full circle to where you have all this different amazing tools that you still use on yourself today.
Exactly.
And now you're explaining to us how you would, if we were one of your patients, how you would share that with us.
Right.
And that's awesome. And we appreciate that. I don't even think we even touched on almost everything that you do here. There's a lot more stuff that we can get into, and that's what the next episode will be about.
Yes.
But for now, I mean, I can't thank you enough for doing this. Guys, we all have trauma, and if you're in the present moment, you've got to be at a point where you know that you can get better. And if you're not growing, you're dying, pretty much. That's just the universe is always growing, always expanding, and you want to grow with the universe, guys. If you're not growing with the universe, that's just my opinion.
Right.
You're gonna run into troubles. So hanging out with someone like Yuri, coming to her business and supporting her and the community, it's all positive growth, growing with the universe, and that's why I love and respect you, and I'm so grateful that you're doing this. Is there anything else that you want to share with the listeners here?
Well, just invite them to come up on the 5th. We're gonna soft opening on the 5th, and then the 10th it will be the crown opening at 3 p.m. And I think we're gonna start with some introduction at each workshop to explain, and we have some free juices, free items for health, and around 5 we'll start with the live podcast, and I would like to invite everybody to come up here and share with us, even if you have some questions. We'll be open and super happy to share and try to get the most answers to you guys. And we're gonna finish the same with the medicine music concert, that comes with my band, Soul Medics, and another musicians from Colombia. And we're gonna play some medicine music until 10:30 p.m. That's Saturday the 10th.
There it is, guys. You guys we got juices here for your body. We got things for your spirit, for your mind. We got everything here. Yes. The breath work. We got the sound baths. Amazing musicians too. I've heard them play. I've had the honor of hearing them play. It's beautiful music. It's just it's a cool place to be. Please come out and support Yuri, support Valley Care Wellness. We'll see you guys in the next episode. We'll catch you all later. Thank you, Yuri.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.